December 30, 9:41 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 5.
Good morning, Max!
Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties.
You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today.
I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it.
Teehee.
Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina!
Ah, lovely. A glass of milk. A great source of power!
How fabulous! My sweetie pie! My sweetie princess pie! You came to watch my performance today?
Of course I did. Mo told me that I should...
Okay, that's not the go Maya here.
Mo told me that I should come and watch this.
Mo said that?
So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you fly at the end?
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties?
Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't...
Yeah. She doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. I mean, how often does she go outside of the circus? Is she on the same boat as Pearls? Is she that sheltered from the outside world?
Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience.
Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best. Regina's different, don't you think, Nick?
Top of the morning to you! Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo! How low can you go?
Mo?
Top of the morning to you, Governor!
Top of the morning. Yo.
That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm. But then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Rex, I brought you a present. Have some milk.
Oh my. Thanks.
I guess everyone's gonna arrive here for Max's declaration of guilty. And everybody's offering him milk. Including Ben, including Acro.
So how are you today, Wright?
I got a feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit.
You mean Acro?
Huh? You think he did it?
Be careful. He used to putting his life on the line. Literally. He's got guts to spare.
If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm pretty much used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses.
What are you going to do then, Nick?
I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today, we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Akaran to the truth. But we still don't get any penalty if we press him, right? I mean, I would assume so.
You're right. But it's gonna be tough.
Anyways, I wanted to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It is important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Reality can be really harsh, but it is also a necessity for her.
You want us to make sure Regina watches?
Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today.
What's that supposed to mean?
She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars.
December 30, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense's assistant detective is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Ms. Von Karma, you may proceed with your case.
The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events.
What's the meaning of this?
We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime.
Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. I mean, you gave us that homework, from what I remember, Judge.
Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. And explanations the prosecution will present, if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene, on my orders.
A mock-up of the scene? Poor Gumshoe. Well, I just hope that he didn't end up accidentally hang himself for a couple of seconds. Because, you know, because of how the supposed criminal flew in the air. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. So, Franny, the deal still stands. I have yet to get my tickets back once we are done with the trial, or else... well, you already know the consequences.
Living in your own foolish world once again, it seems. You foolish fool of a skeleton. With foolish determination, and a fool's foolish escapism of foolishness.
Wow, that's like 7 times you mentioned the word fool in such a short amount of time. That's a new record.
I will be the victor. The entire world would know of my victory today. And once that happens, the tickets will be destroyed by yours truly.
Still haven't learned your lesson, it seems.
Name and occupation.
Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at a very big circus.
Where were you as the night of the crime?
I was in my room that night.
If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene.
My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window.
The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed?
Okay. It was just after 10 PM, and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown.
If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night.
Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. I mean, duh.
A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool.
Damn. Might as well just write your own poems, Franny. You're gonna make quite the buck.
A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did.
Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Ms. Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Damn straight. Very well. You may proceed with a cross-examination. Alright. Let's get to it. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. There you go. Also, now I'm noticing this, but I can also press on the prompts on the screen. I don't have to press the buttons on the keyboard. You said that you were resting in bed. That way, I'm gonna be able to only focus on the screen. I don't have to look at the keyboard, because I almost never use the keyboard in the past for this game, from what I remember. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around outside the lodging house. It's so bright. Sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. Yeah, kinda like at the motels with the big neon lights from the logos. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. I guess now we know who the mastermind is, the true mastermind of this. It was that bird that we saw before. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers.
Self-witness will proceed with his testimony.
Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct.
But you were still able to hear a sound from outside?
I was indeed.
Pressing echo doesn't seem to get results. Yeah? He is like thinking of answers like constantly, like non-stop. Well, no, I mean instantaneously. He does seem pretty good at first. I mean, we shall see. But maybe something was contradicting what he said just now.
It doesn't seem like... I cannot really think of any contradictions yet, but... What if we say that there actually is? Let's see where this is gonna lead us. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
If there is contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of contradiction? Well, it doesn't seem like it is gonna cost me like any penalty. It doesn't show me the bar of health. So let me see. Do I have any evidence to support my claim over here? Nah, not quite. I mean, it seems pretty solid, so let's show Money the Monkey. It was the monkey that did it. This... Who in the world is this?
You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
What don't I get?
You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again. Straight towards a guilty verdict.
You're bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the judge is really that tolerant of Phoenix's bluffing today. When am I, really? Oops.
Witness, would you mind repeating your testimony?
Maybe she's right. Maybe she's right about us not being able to bluff for this. In which case, we need to change our strategy a little. First, I would have to think of either the contradiction or the right statement to press in order to move forward. Otherwise, I cannot just press any statement all willy-nilly.
Certainly.
It was just after 10 PM, and I was resting in my bed. You said that you were resting in bed, and that you heard the thump right around 10 PM? One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct?
That's correct.
But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. Didn't we talk about this before?
It's so bright.
Sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Let's see. I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. The light in your room was turned off then, right? Okay, can you people stop talking about the lights?
That's true.
I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? I mean, who knows? Maybe it was an alien. Maybe it was Count Bick! I mean, the safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with his latest bit of testimony? Evidence. Nah, hold on a second. You saw the silk hat too? I mean, if that's the case, then clearly there is a contradiction here. A.k.a. shouldn't have seen the hat. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given.
If there is a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Yes, I have. There clearly is a contradiction. Which is the silk hat. The silky smooth hat with a green feather is the answer. It was the Joker! The penguin was killed at the crime scene, and it was the Joker that killed the penguin and flew away, not Max. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that?
What do you mean?
The silk hat.
What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window.
Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night.
That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me.
Well, that's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene.
That's the ringmaster's hat, right?
Afraid not. No matter how you look at this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? Shh! Don't say that, Judge! You're giving A.k.a. more ideas. No, this is handmade. One-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, A.k.a., that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order. Order.
As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick?
But what? Well, I opened my big mouth, and I have to back it up. And he's going to back it up with his giant finger. I mean, have you seen his logo? His finger is huge. How about it, Mr. Wright? What will cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Well, it can only be one thing. Acro was totally dreaming. It's obvious that what Acro saw, he didn't actually see at all, because it was a dream.
So you're planning on writing off all the inconvenient facts as nothing but dreams? Maybe you should just pinch your cheeks and see if you're actually awake.
Joke's on you! I don't have cheeks to pinch at all. Although I do have quite the handsome cheekbones. They are to die for. Round and sexy. Ow! I think we proved this isn't a dream just fine. Mr. Wright, how about you provide an answer that actually explains things?
Are you okay, Nick?
Well, I open my big mouth. And I have to back it up. Especially since they whipped my mouth. Especially since Franny just whipped my mouth right now. Ugh, can you even imagine? How about it, Mr. Wright? For Franny to whip you so hard on the neck, probably, or the mouth, so hard that you wouldn't be able to speak like at all. I mean, that would be contempt of court if you were to hurt the opposition. I mean, yeah, Francisca whipped Phoenix up until now like so many times, but Phoenix is still fine, so I guess that still counts, even though I would still consider it contempt of court in the first place. But if you were to injure Phoenix to the point of like unconsciousness, then that would be contempt of court at that point. I mean, then again, at the end of the last trial, Nick just fell unconscious because of Franny's many hits. I mean, I fell unconscious as well after that, so that would definitely be contempt of court. But guys, I guess it doesn't count because they ended the court. We ended the trial at that point, so it doesn't count. Franny can just get off scot-free with so much here. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself.
On this occasion?
Accuse Acro? Wonder what are you accusing him of? Obviously, you accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry.
Bam, bam, bam.
Man, I would just love to see like a musical version of Ace Attorney. I mean, I bet that there is like tons and tons of musicals like videos done and written with the songs and all that. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor.
I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's hearts and minds.
Like a true mage, yes. Nick is learning from the best.
Yana, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Clearly your father never took you to a magic show or circus show when you were a kid. Really?
If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary.
He's staying rather calm and collected. Yep. Clearly he doesn't budge at all. It'll be quite tough to penetrate. Hello there, little guy.
Fuck you, Bonehead.
Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
Everyone, take a good look at me. I cannot even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things...
See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous.
She's right. Way to pick up on the disabled, you heartless crewman!
Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough as this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power.
I see. So, unless that is false, that is falsified evidence, it is true that he cannot stand on his own 2 feet. He's not faking his condition, you're saying.
Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. Like, here's the defense now. Acro had an accomplice!
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? No, as far as I'm aware, he didn't.
He did have an accomplice.
No, you're saying that because you're helping Acro.
No, I'm saying that because you're a poopy hair.
Okay, you're starting to get annoying. He didn't have an accomplice.
Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice.
I chose right there, right? Not this time, Von Karma. Okay, thank God.
What?
You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blaming about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order! Order! What are you getting at?
We have to get them on their toes, Nick.
Toes? By the end of this, the audience is gonna end up walking with their fingers upside down. I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
It's Phoenix motherfucking Wright here. Of course he can. I know what I cannot do. I cannot stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm pretty much doomed.
Alright, now let's do it! Mr. Phoenix Wright, if this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingley? Alright, so we're beginning here. Let's see if my theory is actually gonna be right. We're gonna choose Acro's room. He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room? Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster.
What? Are you nuts? Yeah, are you nuts, you dumb shit?
I mean, his room was above Russell when he died, so...
So you're a shit-stained liar. That is what you are.
Okay, that's it. Get here!
Dysfunctional boner.
Aye! What say you, Mr. Dingley?
It's an interesting theory.
That's it? Okay. I am really getting some JFA vibes here with this guy.
Considering that what was proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.